be answering question 5 out of the evaluation. The question is, how did you attract/address your audience? Well, firstly, I looked at different magazines. I looked at Blender, Vibe and Q. I purely did this just to see different common things they used, things that I felt that would attract the audience, that worked and which didn't work, which I didn't like, which I did like, and I created my own unique design. I firstly used Blender and Vibe to create my front cover. I felt that the colours was one of the main aspects of the magazine that catches your attention, makes you want to read it. If they're dull colours, it looks boring and but if they're bright colours, it's exciting. You want to your eyes just automatically get drawn to it. I used the Q magazine for inspiration on the contents page. I felt the Q magazine's layouts of their different contents pages worked really well. They were really attractive, really professional. So I took different aspects and my own imagination and my own creations and created something unique, and it really worked and kept the flow. For my double page spread, I used the double page spreads that I analysed. I took things that I liked from them, which I didn't like, and just made them twisted and made them unique, still my own design, but just tweeted like little things that were on other things and took other things and didn't take things that I didn't like, and that worked really well. So I didn't have a unique selling point. I felt that the websites and Facebooks was kind of there, like it's in the social media and things like that. So what I firstly did was I created a colour design. My 4 main colours were sandy yellow, white, red and black. I felt these colours worked really well with the images I had, and because the images and the colours worked together, this made my magazine look attractive. It made it look professional. It didn't look old or not done properly or rushed. I felt them colours worked really well. I then made a layout with my front cover and double page spread. I sort of just used my own imagination. I didn't really have a layout because by looking at different magazines, by analysing different magazines, I already had an image in my head what I wanted my magazine to look like. So I sort of just created it all together, and I think it really worked. By doing a lot of research, I think I made my front cover and double page spread attractive. I think it catches the audience. The effects that I added to the subtitles, the masthead really worked and catches your attention. And on the contents page, I felt the set out was really clear, understanding, having a quotation and a little sentence just to explain worked really well by adding a little effect there too. I felt the quotation worked because it's something that they've said, so people are going to be like, oh gosh, they've said that, and then they're going to want to read it. I kept the colour design in throughout my magazine by having the sandy yellow background and red and black writing. The white was just the effect colour that I used. I then used props. I only used props in my front cover, and that was a guitar. That was just purely to relate to music, that is pop music. This is so my audience knows it's pop music, so it will get the right target audience, and that will attract the right people that I want my magazine to be targeted at. My language techniques I used were simple language techniques. They weren't elaborated code, and it wasn't restricted. It was so middle class people can read it, working class people can read it, different ethnicities can read it, different religions can read it, different sexualities, different disabilities. I just wanted it to be simple, everyone can read it, and it doesn't matter. And that is for everyone who was interested in the genre pop. The fonts that I used, I tried to stick to some fonts that I liked. I tried to spice it up. I didn't want my fonts to be the same, so in my front cover all my fonts are different. This is just so they all have, each subtitle has their own individuality, and that they all stand out in their own way. In my double page spread though, I have kept the same font style just so it doesn't get confusing, because by using two different colours in my text, by having the questions in red and the answers in black, this separated it, didn't make it look like a menu, and it makes it attractive. If I put different fonts for different answers, different questions, it would just make it look messy and unattractive. The models I used were fairly young people, because it's a pop magazine. Pop music tends to be young people. I used a young teenage guy.
Beth just smashed her phone.